Okay, there we are. Today, we will go to topic 7, which is attend to interpersonal cues. Emotional intelligence. Interpersonally competent mentors read relational cues and use their reading to maximize the health and productivity of the relationship. Self-aware, understand their own psychological dynamics, such as moods, emotions, and how these affects other people. Self-control, do not become depressively dependent or frustrated when disappointed. Emotional makeup for other people, successfully read verbal and nonverbal cues, effective as cross-cultural mentors. Building social network, build rapport with prodigy and others. Key components. Pay attention to your own emotional life and demonstrate emotional self-awareness. Model a range of appropriate human emotions without expressing emotion impulsively or destructively. Work at accurate understanding of the emotional state of prodigy. Use kindness, interpersonal savvy, and emotional awareness to build professional relationships. These will benefit your prodigy. Does anyone have any questions? We can go back to this slide. Is this clear? We had this mentioned a couple of times. You want to read your prodigy. You want to know what he is going through. If you see that he is upset or something, you want to ask. But then also keep in mind how you feel. Be self-aware about yourself. Are there any questions? No? Then I'm going to put you in the breakout rooms and you can discuss or maybe even do a role play. The next topic is be trustworthy. This is a little longer topic. Ideal mentors are trustworthy. Mentors mean what they say and say what they mean. Create a safe and reliable haven for prodigies. Mentors also must demonstrate constantly that he or she is worthy of the prodigy's continued trust. Mentors garner trustworthiness through several avenues. Fidelity involves honesty and promise keeping in relation to others and to border organizations. Fundamentally committed to internalized moral principles and strives to be a person of virtue and moral character. Faithful to support moral principles such as care and justice. Always place the welfare of those who depend upon them, which could be a prodigy, before their own needs and interests. Mentors are perceived trustworthy when they honestly acknowledge and confront prodigies' mistakes or bad behaviors. Is that clear? Before we go to the next slide. You want to show the prodigy that fidelity. That is one of the important things. Continued. Genuineness is another avenue. Their words, actions, and feelings are consistent and transparent, adhere to the same time-honored principles and values regardless of the situation or who is observing them. They always show respect regardless which position they are. But prodigies sometimes put the trustworthiness of a mentor to the test. Prodigies want to know if mentor is capable of maintaining confidentiality. May request the mentor for additional time or assistance. So this way they want to make sure if they are really important to the mentor. Prodigies will share a failure or shortcoming to see if mentor is unconditionally accepting. And they may deliver unsatisfactory work and might be testing the mentor's requirement for exceptional effort. The key components: demonstrate trustworthiness with consistency, reliability, and integrity. Keep promises to prodigies. Adhere to professional and organizational codes. Honestly confront problems, mistakes, and shortcomings. Ensure congruence in word and deed. Maintain confidence and protect prodigies' disclosures. Does anybody have questions? Maybe about this slide here? Because it's unbelievable, but there are prodigies who really put the mentors to the test, who really want to see, does he actually care about us? It does happen.
Can you offer an example as to how they test the mentor?
Well, they could ask the mentor for time if they can see, if they can look over an essay, even before, say for an example, they have to work on this really 12-page long essay, and after every page they would come and ask, is this okay? Should I keep working on it, or should I change something before I work on it, before I go ahead and work on it, instead of finishing the whole thing and going to the mentor? It's basically being annoying, but then the mentor cannot say, no, I don't have time for you right now. The mentor cannot say it, because then the prodigy will think that the mentor is not caring about him. It does happen. That was an example.
Yeah, it helps.
Like, I have never seen it, but it does happen. Apparently, I've read it that prodigies do, because of laziness or whatever, they do fail and still want the mentor to keep helping, because they think that every step they do, they will have the mentor's back every time.
I had a.
Oh, you can. Okay, I'll go then. If we think the relationship of this mentor or mentee relationship is getting to like a toxic level where they're super dependent on you, how do you deal with that?
Well, I would, that is a really personal opinion based, but me as a mentor, I would talk to him. I would not avoiding talking to him. I would talk to him or her. I would give him 1 or 2 chances, maybe give him more challenging assignments, challenging thing what he can work on. And if he would still be the same, I would terminate the mentorship.
By terminating, do you mean ending the relationship?
Yes. Because the mentorship, the relationship of the mentorship and the prodigy is based on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And if one side is not working, then I would tell him. But there is a way of how I would tell him. Like, I wouldn't tell him, here, you didn't do this, so no, I'm not going to be working with you. I would, and then it's my thing how many chances I'm giving him. Right?
Okay.
Like, if I see that a prodigy is willing to learn, but he just can't, maybe because of understanding issues or something, but he is very willing to learn. That is different from a prodigy who's very lazy and who wants the mentor to have all his work done.
Yeah, I see.
Right? So when I see that my mentor is willing to do, and he is willing to learn, and he is willing to jump forward, but he just can't because he's stuck somewhere, that's when I get in, and when I give all my efforts and I stay there.
Yep.
Right? And
Yeah.
with giving more challenging assignments and giving him more challenging work, we will get to that point. He will succeed. because the willpower is there,
Yeah, I see.
right? But a prodigy who's just being lazy and who wants me to do everything, and then even after all these chances, after giving him challenging assignments, after sitting down with him and talking to him 100 times, and he still won't get up, then it's a thing to concern. Then it's something to think about.
Yep. Thank you for
That is
clarifying.
my personal opinion based. Everybody is different. Some mentors can be very, very patient and work their whole life on a prodigy, and some don't. Joseph?
The last slide says, may deliver unsatisfactory work. What would be an work and might be testing mentors' requirement for exceptional effort? What would be an example of unsatisfactory work in this sense?
The example what I just maybe gave Andy, I believe, the 12 paper essay, where I know for sure that this and this are the topics what my mentor wants me to elaborate on, but I don't. I'm just giving him sloppy work.
Oh, okay. So,
but I could be this kind of person who thinks, oh, I have my 12 pages done, and who cares what I'm elaborating in? As long as I'm having my 12 pages done, I could just decorate them with some other topics or something, but who cares? Like, I'm not really writing about the one topics what my mentor wanted from me. Right?
right.
And I just think, oh, here, it's on time and it's 12 pages and who cares what's in it? So I hand it to my mentor. That is still unsatisfactory work. And by that, I am basically testing the mentor. Is he actually reading it? Will he take it? Even if I didn't elaborate on the one topic that he wanted, will he just take it away, or will he come and tell me that I would really like you to elaborate a little more on that one topic? Did you understand that?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody else want to say something?
So as the mentor, how do you know he's just testing you and not really being real or authentic or genuine, like opening up to you that I did not understand this topic?
Yeah. To be honest, in one way, you don't know. In one way, I, as a mentor, I wouldn't know. But when he comes with, for example, unsatisfactory work, I would tell him, I would let him know that this is what you have to be mentioning in your essay, for example. So why don't you work a little more on that? I would tell him in a nice, calm way that why don't you do this? Why don't you, it is a little shortcoming. Why don't you work a little harder? But then on the other way, I know there's another way that I know that my prodigy is hardworking, he is smart, but I know that he's lazy. That's the other way to find out. And that only me as a mentor can know, because I am the one who's primarily working with the prodigy, right? Like, these are two ways to figure out.
I hope it doesn't end up being judgmental.
Yeah, that's another thing. You should never be judgmental. That's why the first thing, when you don't know, that is always good. When you don't know why he did it. Just, you will be always working over him. You will be always checking his work and just letting him know. You could just say simple things like, I am seeing that you wrote about this, but how about you elaborate a little more about that? Simple, it's said nice, you didn't offend him in anything, and it's said. Is that understood? Could I help you with that?
Yeah, that was understood. It's only that when you talked about terminating services, I just thought that was really, really to the extremes.
I know. That
Yeah.
was with my meaning was the real extreme. Like, as I said, it depends on you how many chances you will give him. Like, as I said, when you see that the prodigy is willing to learn, then there's no need to terminate the relationship. Right? But the relationship cannot turn into a toxic relationship,
Okay.
because that will be bad for you too. Okay.
All right.
Any other?
Okay, I have just to hear, like, how about the boundary? Like when we first see our proteges, we have a boundary, right?
Yes, you will have certain boundaries. Yeah.
Yeah. So if this protege comes to this extent, you said we have to terminate, but it can be at work, it can be at school, anywhere. But can we like just give time or refer to some others? If
Yes.
right?
Yes, sure. Yes, sure. That's what I mentioned in the beginning. You can always refer to someone. Whatever issue it is, you can always refer him or her to someone.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any questions? I don't think we will have much time for a role play. So we can discuss about this a little more. If anybody have questions. It is tricky. The mentorship relationship is tricky, but you will figure it out as you go. These are all the skills that will help you to be a good mentor. It's not a must thing. It's not a you have to be like this thing, but you want to take care of those things.
I just have another question.
Yeah, sure.
The goal of mentorship is to help fix whatever mentee's going through, right? Like their problems.
Yes.
And after the problem's fixed, does the relationship just end there and then you start a new one with another mentee?
Yes.
Okay.
Like if you are done teaching him, training him,
Mhm.
whatever, and he is successfully in his career or in his place,
Mhm.
then sure.
Okay, so you would just tell
And-
him that like you're doing fine now and I think there's no need for you to come to see me anymore.
Well, that's your wish and that's his wish. If he wants to say you're prodigy and there will always be something to learn from you, then why not stay here?
But then if you stay with that one, then you can't you can't really move on with others, right? There's no way you can like just stack up multiple mentees on your plate.
If you
Because
feel comfortable,
but won't it be really, really time consuming?
it will. But it will for sure, but that doesn't mean that you can only have one mentee at a time.
No, I'm just saying if like over time, like none of them want to leave and then you just keep stacking up. Yeah.
You obviously be self-aware of yourself, what you can handle.
Yeah, okay.
So if you think for yourself that there could be somebody who is having 3 mentees at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe 5 mentees at the same time, but what you can handle is your thing and that only you know.
Okay, I see.
Right? So if you can handle only one mentee and then you have to be self-aware, you have your personal life too, right? Which is also
Yeah.
time consuming. So if you can only have that one mentee, then why not? Sure.
Okay.
And the professional relationship, even if that professional relationship ends, the mentee can still always have your back and come back to you and ask a question if he needs to.
Okay, I see.
Right? And you will probably be willing to answer that question, which could maybe be just a phone call.
Yeah.
Right? So the mentee knows that you will be there always for them, but you're just not giving your time and you're not spending your time into them anymore.
Yeah,
Right?
correct.
There is a mentor to me is a little more than just a teacher and a student. A mentor is, there is an actual bond between the mentee and the mentor, and that won't end just with saying, okay, you are done, you go ahead now. because the mentee will always know that you will always be there. If they have questions, if they have to come back, you'll be there to answer.
Okay, I see.
Did that help?
Yeah, that helped.
Great. Okay, then is everybody fine for now? Okay.
So for today's session, is the video be loaded on YouTube or?
Yes, Angela will put it in 2 days, I believe, on the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Good. See you guys then tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Care and thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. Bye.
Bye.